Bring back some memories.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the first clip was from 2006, and the second clip was from 2010. After the Pacific, I assume as a result of the Pacific and your work in it, suddenly there were a lot of people interested in working with you who maybe previously were not. Let's mention a few. Paul Thomas Anderson on The Master, Spike Lee on Old Boy and The Sweet Blood of Jesus, Bill Condon on one of the Twilight films that followed that. Did you feel was there a palpable sense that things had changed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yes, absolutely. I got a call from, Paul's casting director, another one, Cassandra Koulikoudis, and she asked me to go on tape for what was Joaquin's character in that. I think everybody was probably reading that just to see if anyone could come close, but that's a tough act to follow. Eventually, I got a note from Paul saying that he was a fan of the Pacific, and I had finally come into the room with Paul and with Joaquin, and we read the scenes a couple times, and I remember Paul saying, I love what you do. I just don't know if there's a place for you in this film. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman and Amy Adams, and that's a family we're looking for here, and I don't know if you quite fit the bill. And he goes, but next time. And I saw Joaquin out of the corner of my eye. We were getting along, and our chemistry was good. So Joaquin kind of put his head down, and that gave me all the motivation to go, okay, this isn't done. I think Joaquin likes me. I'm gonna shoot for the moon here. And I go, Paul, you make a movie like once every 8 years, and I can't wait that long. And he starts to laugh, and I'm like, okay. But at that point, it was like, we'll see what happens. And casting director called me and said, it's really going to be tough. Once he's made up his mind, he's probably made up his mind. But sure enough, the next day, I had the job. And I thought, man, just pushing it that one step.
Yeah, don't accept no. Don't take no. I mentioned some very high-profile directors and projects that came after that, but I want to mention also one that is unfortunately under the radar for too many people, which is I can't say enough good things about. I have a little thing that I when I need to come up with a gift for people, I have a little DVD package of my 10 favorite movies of the 21st century in a little package. And one of them is a movie called Short Term 12. That is a movie that was made for less than $1 million in 18 days by a guy who had previously made the short version of it but had never made a feature, Destin Daniel Cretton. And this guy, who more of you should know about, I think, managed to identify that in his first feature film, here's who should star in it. Rami Malek, Brie Larson, Lakeith Stanfield, Caitlin Dever, and John Gallagher. This was in 2013. These people now, if you pay attention to film, you know who these people are. People did not at that time. So
I didn't know who I was acting with. I looked at Brie and I go, oh, she's good.
Yeah.
Who's this person?
Yeah. Well, so what sold, now we can all look back, and I think it's on Netflix, or you can certainly find it. What sold you on the idea, though?
I love working with a writer-director. It's that cohesive vision, that unity of vision that you can't really get anywhere else. I think too many times you have the writer on set and they're arguing with the director about where the story's supposed to go. But when you have someone he exuded this confidence almost immediately. He knew what he wanted to do. I got to see the short ahead of time, so I had an idea of where this was going.
Can you tell people a little bit what it's about?
You can tell people what it's about.
Well, essentially, there's a place that children are sent where a parent is not present in the life for there have been behavioral issues or the parents are neglectful or whatever, and these very young counselors are overseeing them, and you are there on your first day working there
Right.
as a trainee, right?
Yeah.
Under Bree.
Yeah. So you get the perspective from the character I play, Nate's eyes. I mean, he feels like the audience member who has been let in to kind of give that innocent perspective as to what it might be, a day in the life almost. And you get like all great films, you get a window into what a multitude of a variety of individuals' lives are that you might not otherwise get. And it's a gift of film, is that you can jump in there for 2 hours, and as it can last with you as it's lasted with me with such impact. And yeah, I'm a big fan of that one too.
That's
I wish
great.
it got more love, but we all have a few of those.
Well, tonight, if you have one project we'll send people home with, check that out. And right now we'll give you a little preview. But first, a clip of Rami Malek in The Master from 2012, and then a clip of him in Short Term 12 from 2013.